Hello everyone, how are you today? I hope you're feeling fine. If you're feeling good, just give me a thumbs up. If you're not so well, maybe just do like this. If you are not good at all, maybe you're sick, you're under the weather, you may do like this. I pray and hope that we all be feeling fine. For those who are not feeling well, get well soon. Welcome to our program, Lifestyle Diseases with Dr. Alaisa. I'm Dr. Alaisa Mbiriri. I'm a preventive health and lifestyle medicine specialist. I treat, manage, and reverse disease with lifestyle modifications. So today we are looking at cancer. Cancer. Most of us, we dread this disease. Almost everyone dreads this disease, cancer. We know that cancer, increasingly many people are dying of cancer. In some countries like the US, we have 1 in 4 people dying from cancer. And these are different types of cancers. We have lung cancer, which affects many males. We have prostate cancer, breast cancer for females, colon cancer for both males and females. And these cancers creating a havoc to the lives of many. But did you know, science is increasingly telling us day by day that most of these cancers are do-it-yourself cancers. What do I mean by do-it-yourself cancer? You cause the cancer yourself. That's why they are being called do-it-yourself cancer, because most of these cancers are coming from environmental factors, from what we eat, from what we are exposing ourselves to. So for example, let's take for example lung cancer. Majority of the cases, over 90% of people who get lung cancer is coming from tobacco, from smoking. So it's a do-it-yourself cancer. You get lung cancer because you are smoking. You find cancers like your colon cancer, they are coming, or your stomach cancer, colon cancers are coming because of your diet, mostly because of the things that you're putting inside you. There are certain cancers, of course, that may come because of your genetics, but about 70% of all these cancers are more than genetics. They are related to what you are eating, they are related to environmental factors, they are also related to your weight, your inactivity, physical inactivity. Cancers, for example, like cervical cancer. Many women are dying from cervical cancer in developing countries. Cervical cancer is caused 90 to 95% of the time by human papillomavirus, which is a sexually transmitted virus. So in short, cervical cancer comes through sex. So it's a sexually transmitted disease. So if you are exposing yourself, maybe engaging in several partners, or your partner has other partners, it puts you at a risk of getting cervical cancer. So that's why we are saying most of these cancers are do-it-yourself. The genetic component is there, but we say it is your lifestyle which pulls the trigger. Your genes may be loaded by aspects which may cause breast cancer, which may cause ovarian cancer, but your lifestyle pulls the trigger. We have people who have the breast cancer gene, the BR cancer gene, which is responsible for the breast cancer, ovarian cancer, uterine cancer. But other aspects apart from the gene are also linked to breast cancer, which are your overweight and obesity. Many studies have confirmed the link between obesity and breast cancer, excess fat and breast cancer, excess fat and colon cancer, excess fat and prostate cancer. So most of these cancers are part of us today. If you're looking at the prevalence rate, in the 1960s, maybe we had 1 in 20 women suffering from breast cancer. Now, in some countries, it's like 1 in 5 women, 1 in 4 women is dying from breast cancer. It's because of the lifestyle, of the diet, of the lack of physical activity, of the exposures, environmental exposures that are contributing to the increase in the prevalence of these different types of cancers. So, looking at all these factors, there are things that we can do to prevent getting cancer or to manage the cancer. When you get your cancer detected early, the first thing is early detection of cancer. If you get your cancer screened early, your chances of surviving are much higher. As many of us may know that cancer moves in stages, or when the cancer it spreads in stages. So if you get detected early and your cancer is at stage 1, your chances of managing that cancer are higher than someone who gets detected when the cancer is already stage 4. When the cancer is already spread to the other organs. Maybe your cancer started as breast cancer, but now it has spread to the other organs. Or your cancer has started as cervical cancer, and now it has spread to other organs. So early detection of cancer is important. Take note of this. So for breast cancer, doing self-examination, you can do regularly. If you're above 18, do self-examination of breast cancer. Go to the clinic for examination. Do mammography for breast cancer examination. For colon cancer, you can do the different types of tests that are done. Colonoscopy, we can do the fecal blood test for the colon cancer. For prostate cancer, we do the PSA test for testing prostate cancer. For the lung cancer, so there are so many tests that we need to do. Screening, take your cancer screening as something which is important. As long as you are an adult, go for regular cancer screening. For cervical cancer, if you are above 18 and you are sexually active, we recommend that you do cervical cancer screening. You do a pap smear regularly. So don't take the screenings lightly. These screenings will help us in detecting your cancer as early as possible. So pap smear, for someone, a woman who's sexually active, you do it regularly. Breast cancer examination, go for examination at a health facility. It is important that we detect and screen for the cancer when it is still early. Your chances of surviving are much higher when it is detected early. And then number 2, control what you eat. There are so many studies which have confirmed that the link between diet and cancer. If you are eating a high-fat diet is known for depressing your immune system. Your immune system can be depressed, which makes its ability to fight lower. So fat reduces your immune system ability to fight different carcinogens. Number 3, work on your intake of vegetables, fruits and vegetables. From fruits and vegetables, we get the many antioxidants that we need to fight cancers. There are certain substances and chemicals that cause cancer. We call them carcinogens. For example, the one that I've given you, that tobacco causes cancer. Tobacco is a non-carcinogen. World over, even WHO declared that tobacco is a carcinogen. That's why you see on packets of cigarettes, it's written like that. It's written, smoking is dangerous. Like it is a hazard for you to smoke. It is hazardous for you to smoke. So there are these carcinogens that we find in the things that we eat, and not all the things that we expose ourselves to. And if you are eating a high-fat diet, let me just go back to the issue of the high-fat diet. When you are eating a high-fat diet, you regularly excrete bile. For the digestion of fat, you need bile. We all know that we produce bile, which is used in the We all know that we have bile that is used in the digestion of fat, and overexposure of bile in the intestines can turn it into a carcinogen. Yes, just that. Your bile, which you produce when you are digesting fat, overexposure to bile in your stomach and intestines will make it a carcinogen, and hence the development of other cancers of the stomach and the colon. So this comes from eating a high-fat diet. Someone who eats a high-fiber diet compared to a person who eats a high-fat diet will have less bile secreted. If your diet is high in fiber, it moves through your alimentary canal faster than a diet which does not have fiber. A diet which is high in processed food takes longer to be processed and excreted from your system, and that means that your exposure to bile salts is higher. Then it will lead to certain types of cancers. So a high fiber diet protects you because it makes your food move faster. The other components will come from your processed foods. Let's look, for example, processed meats, like your red meats, which are processed. Some of them, like your polonies, your bacon, those processed meats, they've chemicals which are known as nitrites. These nitrites are known to cause cancer. So exposure to these nitrites may lead to certain type of cancers of the stomach, of the colon. For people who have the prostate, of course, I'm talking about males, I'm talking about men. Prostate cancer, there are certain genes that are turned on if you are not sleeping enough. Lack of adequate sleep. If you are not sleeping at least 8 to 9 hours a night, you turn on over 700 genes responsible for prostate cancer. Yes, that's true. Yes, that number is high, but it's true. If you are not getting adequate sleep, you are a man, you are not getting adequate sleep, maybe you sleep after midnight, you are following series, you are following whatever, you follow soccer, I don't know, or what makes you not sleep early. You are turning on genes that are responsible for prostate cancer. So these components, to someone who is overweight, you are a female, you are overweight, you increase your chances of getting breast cancer. Even if you didn't have the breast cancer gene, you increase your chances of getting breast cancer. So what is ideal for you? It is for you to work on your weight, reduce your weight. Let me explain this a little bit about weight. Weight, it is a risk factor. If you're overweight and you're obese, it is a risk factor for many diseases. So don't take this weight issue lightly. Don't take the issue of weight lightly. The issue of weight, like weight is a risk factor for breast cancer, for prostate cancer, for colon cancer, and the different other types of cancers. So you need to work on your weight. How do I know that I have the ideal weight? We have what we call body mass index, BMI. How do you calculate BMI? BMI, you calculate BMI by taking your weight over your height squared. So this is just an indication of your weight in relation to your height. So BMI is weight, like what you are seeing there, your weight over your height squared. If you are 80 kilos and your height is 1.65, you take your 80 kilos, you put it on top, and your 1.65, you put it in brackets and squared. That's how you get your BMI. Your BMI, your normal BMI should be between 18.5 to 24.9. If your BMI is less than 18.5, it means you're underweight, and it's also a risk factor for other diseases. If your BMI is above 25, you are overweight. 25 to 29.9 is overweight. 30 and above is obesity. Obesity has 3 classes. Class 1, 30 to 34.9. Class 2, 35 to 39.9. And class 3, above 40. So you are increasing your chances of getting these different types of cancers if you are obese. So manage your weight. The issue of weight, sometimes we take the issue of weight lightly, but do not take it lightly, because it is a risk factor for a whole host of many diseases. It is not only a risk factor, but it on itself is a disease. You may watch one of our presentations on obesity as a disease. So on itself, it is a disease. But when we are talking about cancer, we are saying when you are overweight, that fat suppresses your immune system to fight against the carcinogens. Carcinogens are these things that cause cancer in your body. When you have carcinogens in your body, you need a strong immune system to fight them. But now if you're overweight, you are suppressing your immune system and you won't fight this carcinogen. These carcinogens are they are the ones that then cause your cells to misbehave and cause different tumors. So different tumors, they come when your cells are misbehaving. Your cells divide uncontrollably because of these carcinogens. But how do I control carcinogens in my body? We control carcinogens by eating a diet which is a whole foods plant-based diet. A whole foods plant-based diet, it is a diet which is high in grains, whole grains. You are looking at your rapoko, your sorghum, your millet, your wheat, all these whole grains. You are eating them in their state which is close to nature as much as possible. Don't eat these grains as refined flours or whatever. Take them in their state when they are still close to nature as much as possible. Eat your fruits and vegetables. In fruits and vegetables, we have what we call antioxidants. These are the ones which will directly fight your carcinogens. So eating 5 to 9 servings of vegetables in a day will help you to fight carcinogens. Eating 2 to 3 servings of fruits in a day will help you to fight carcinogens. So it is important that you look at what you are eating. Of course, there are some people who will say, no, with these vegetables that we are eating these days, there are so many pesticides, these pesticides, they will cause disease. It's true, to a certain extent it's true, but different studies have shown that pesticides and agricultural chemicals that are used, they contribute to about only 2% of the cancers worldwide. But the rest of this, majority of it rather, comes from your diet, comes from your fat, comes from your refined foods. So pesticides and agricultural chemicals, it's true, they contribute about 2% of the total cancers, but your diet, if it's high in fat, high in processed food, less in fiber, it contributes way more than. So you can't stop eating vegetables because of the pesticides. Maybe some people say, I'm not the one who is growing these vegetables, so how am I safe? Because I'm still exposing myself to carcinogens. You are better off with fiber in your diet than for you not to have fiber in your diet, saying you are running away from pesticides. You're better off with fiber. You're better off with less processed food. So take in your fruits, take in your vegetables, manage your weight. And the last thing is exercise. Move. It is important that you exercise regularly, 30 minutes in a day for at least 5 days in a week, which gives us 150 minutes of exercise in a week, or clocking 10,000 steps in a day. 10,000 steps. How do I measure 10,000 steps in a day? You can buy a pedometer. You can download an app on your phone which measures the steps that you have moved in a day. It also will show you the calories that you have burned. So make it a point, make it a goal. If you have not made any New Year's resolutions, make this your New Year resolution to move 10,000 steps in a day. It is important for you. And the other things that we have spoken about, the issues of tobacco, stop smoking. Stop smoking. Even the packet of cigarettes, it tells you that this is a danger, but you find someone, a whole grown man with 5 senses, taking a cigarette from a packet which is already known that this is hazardous. Smoking is dangerous. I've seen some tobacco packaging which shows lung cancer. Someone buys cigarette from a packet which is showing a lung which is rotting with cancer, but you still proceed to smoke, stop smoking. If you are taking alcohol, alcohol also increases your chances of getting different types of cancers. So stop alcohol. Reduce your alcohol intake or stop alcohol completely, because you are increasing your chances of getting cancers. That's why I say this program is do it yourself cancers. Most of the cancers that we have are caused by our lifestyle. Let's do the right choices when it comes to our lifestyle. Let's fight cancer together. God bless you.